Hi, good morning. We are here with the teacher Karime Arbizu, and we are gonna interview her to know some information that she wants to share with us. So we're gonna start with this interview with the first question that it's if you could tell me a little bit of your background as an English teacher, how many years of experience do you have or months, and what the level of education do you hold? Can you describe the school that you have worked and if it's a private or public school, the age of your groups, and yeah.
Hi, my name is Karim Arbizu and I am currently an English teacher. I don't have a lot of experience. I have like 2 months of experience and I am teaching on a school that is located like in a house. So I don't know if it is private. I don't know if that counts as a private school. um the experience that I have, like being an actual teacher, is like very short, as I said, less than 2 months, but I have helped many teachers before, so I had a little bit of experience dealing with kids. I have two groups now. uh, one only has 6 students. Their ages are from the 9 years old to maybe like 11. And the second group, they are 10 and their ages are between the 7 years to the almost 11 years old. And my experience with them has been very good. I am happy, and I I haven't had problems, even though I don't have many experience.
So let's start with the first question that is, can you describe me your typical English class? Like what kind of learning materials do you use? Like physical textbooks, digital resources, or if it is a combination of both?
Well, my typical classes are very short, but quick. We have to move on very quickly, and they do have a physical student book, but I don't like it a lot. We don't use it that much. I know that other teachers on the school, they do like to use them. I personally don't. I like to give them flashcards or to give them worksheets. And I do not use digital resources. I like to give them the material that I search by my own, and I just present the topic with the student book, but that's it. The rest of the course, I prefer to give them the material that I found.
Okay, so now we have another question that is, how often do you incorporate learning materials into your lessons? Can you elaborate on your teaching approach?
The learning material that I use the most is worksheets. I I often use also games, but I don't like use it for a very long time in the same class, because I prefer them to practice with worksheets. I have made like loterias, um, board games, and memory games, but the one that I use the most are worksheets.
The fourth question is, have you ever created your own teaching materials? If if so, can you share why you felt the need to do this?
I do create my own teaching materials almost every single class from zero, and this is because I like to make very dynamic the class. So I don't like to use like only worksheets. I like to give them like activities that they can actually, for example, play. I like to give them like memory games or search words, and if I don't find that specific material that I need with the topic that I need, I have to create my own. And I I do prefer that in that way because I can manage every single vocabulary word that I need to teach.
Yeah, sometimes it's more easy to do our own material, and it's more, you don't waste too much time. So the other question is, what challenges, if any, have you incurred in using teaching materials in your classroom?
In my classroom, but maybe like I cannot use the the screen, the projector that they have, because I don't know how to use it, and it doesn't like match with my computer. I don't know why I cannot connect them. Another thing will be, for example, the audios, because I also struggle using the speaker.
Okay, so now in your experience, how do financial constraints within schools affect the ability and quality of English language learning materials?
A school that has the economical resources will be able to give the students like the proper material because they can afford the best materials, and a school that has for example, books, that school maybe cannot use the speaker or a projector, and that will not help the students to develop in the best way their skills. For example, you need a speaker to develop the listening skill. So if they do not have that, they will not reach the goals that maybe the course or the teacher uh, had taught.
Yeah, I think so. Like, I think it doesn't affect, but it is more easy to the students to have these resources. You know, if the students have the opportunity to learn like with presentation or all that kind of stuff, I think it's more easy to learn. And yeah, I think it's not like affect, but it's helpful, you know. But yeah, the other question, it's based on your observations, have you noticed any discrepancies in the use of teaching materials between public and private schools?
Tough. Do have like not in my own experience being a teacher, but uh, yes, with my experience being like a teacher assistant, because as I said, like the the public schools doesn't have like many resources, while the and maybe a speaker, while the private schools they do have like one or two student books, speakers, projector.
Yes, as I said, in private schools, there are more like opportunities to have more material, like speakers, projector, all that kind of things that helps to the students. Yeah, so the other question is, let's discuss the advantages and disadvantages of using physical technique materials in your English
To
lessons?
me, one of the advantages for physical teaching materials will be that they don't need another resource to work. For example, like the the online or digital materials, they need internet or a computer or cell phones, while the physical material don't need that. And but for example, one of the disadvantages would be that if you don't have they you don't have enough material, many of the students will not be able to do the activity. Or for example, the students book, maybe they can forget them on their houses. So it depends. Every type of materials, it has their have their own advantages and disadvantages.
Similarly, can you share your thoughts on the pros and cons of incorporate digital learning materials?
Well, as I said, the digital resources or the digital learning materials have many problems because of the internet. Maybe the internet is not very good, or they don't have their cell phones or computers, or maybe they can start using their devices for another purposes instead of being in the classroom. If they play only with a projector that with an activity that doesn't uh, need them to bring their own devices, well, that's better. But uh, again, you need to have like a very good internet web, and well, a very good internet. And but it has many advantages. For example, that you can make the class more dynamic. You can do it like very quickly. You can use many games as you want, and you don't have to bring like lots of material that can be heavy.
Well, can you provide examples of situations where you prefer the physical or the digital materials and why?
To me, working on worksheets, it's better when it's on a physical paper, because I think they feel more secure or more comfortable working on that way. I don't know exactly why, but I have noticed that. And but for example, for activities like games, I think it is better when they work on it by their own and in their own devices. But in my school, they don't have the opportunity to do that, like on a digital on to you like to use digital resources. But I think like if we have that we if we had that opportunity, it will be better like use the games in a digital way.
Okay, so you basically choose both. Yeah, it's okay. Now, in your opinion, the digital resources have the potential to completely replace physical materials in English language teaching? And can you explain your reasons?
I don't think that the digital materials can replace like in every single aspect the physical materials, because of the students. Like some of the students, they need to actually touch the material to connect with it. So no, I don't think so. And many other students don't have the access to digital devices. So No, I don't think. Maybe you can find anything that you could find in physical material in digital material. I mean, you can nowadays you can find anything on the web, but I don't think like every single person will be comfortable using only devices. Like personally, I am a student that needs to have the materials in physics to actually understand the content.
Yeah, I'm according to you because not all the students have the opportunity to have a cell phone or an iPad, or not all the schools have internet. So yeah. Now we have the three last questions. The first one is, as an experienced English teacher, what advice would you offer to college regarding the use of teaching materials in their classes?
My advice will be to look for more materials. Like, don't only use one type, don't only use worksheets, don't only use um, digital resources. Try to mix them all so the students can actually be interested in the lesson. For example, I try to mix game boards with the vocabulary, also worksheets, maybe audio sometimes, or mimics. Um, they learn very quick in that way. And there are many pages where you can create your own teaching material. So don't be nervous to try new things.
Yes, and also we always have to be updated to know how can we do our classes the most easy to our students and give a correct class. Continue with another question from your perspective. How can the government be more involved in ensuring schools have access to adequate teaching material?
I think that the government should be providing all all the schools with the material that it's necessary. For example, they should give every single class or school the some speakers or some student books, like in physics and also digital, so they can choose whether of those options is better for them. They should, I don't know, they should try to make a list, or to actually listen to the schools or in what they need, because some of the skills in English need some specific resources as speakers and games and board games, maybe some papers to do another activities, and they should try to not only focus on the people that can afford a good English school. They should provide to the public schools better quality on their materials.
With this question, we finally finished this interview. And is there anything else do you like to share about your experience with teaching materials and their role in English language learning?
In my experience, I will tell that you need to know your students to know what kind of materials they need to actually learn, what are the best teaching materials to work with, and that teaching materials, you will always need them, always. And try to involve a lot of the material, not just like give a class by only speaking, actually try to make them.
Well, that was the last question for this interview. Thank you, teacher, for all the information that you share with us, and it's very helpful. Helpful, sorry. And yeah, thank you for your time. Have a really nice day.